Hello and welcome to the incredible customer service experience given by Enterprise Learning, and talking about how we can take common business challenges and provide some learning opportunities that might be able to give you a leg up on your competition, and we're going to do it in 3 minutes or less. So here's today's particular challenge. Many of you are faced with this unique to your organization but common across industries challenge of having a series of either a job that requires some basic tasks to be done, perhaps it's a quality issue in which you need to have policies created, maybe it's safety documentation, or maybe it's housekeeping and cleaning, that you need to get information out very quickly to people so they can do things right and do them the same way across multiple locations. Well, the common way to do that is twofold. For many organizations, it's either creating policy documents which are written in a central location or sent out, or some of them use what you might call a job aid, in which they'll send an instructional designer, well intended, out to observe a situation or talk to a subject matter expert, be able to create that documentation, working together, taking it back, polishing it, sending it back for approval, and then bringing it back and finally getting a final document that you can distribute to everybody. Now, we all know we can make it fancy and the distribution could be by paper or it could be by electronic means. But let's focus in on the second issue, which is, what if you're going to create these learning documents, and how do you keep your HR training department involved with the subject matter expert without taking the oodles of time that scenario really dictates? So here's a thought. We call it expert sourced. And how that can happen is by two simple things. Number one, giving the subject matter experts, or the people who are in the field who know how to do the job well, or know how to do that particular task, you give them some basic parameters. You can do that very quickly, and there's a lot of different ways you can do it. We can talk about that in another session. But then what can happen is, instead of having the learning professional come out and observe, how about those people follow those guidelines, use their iPhone, use their smartphone device, and be able to do a quick video walking through the process of how they do that. What does that accomplish for you? Two things. Number one, once they're done with that, they're doing it in the moment, so they're actually accomplishing the task and getting the learning documented. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to go through the process. They don't have to edit it. They send it to the learning professional. Now what does the learning professional do? Can follow that, write the document in the way that you want to write it, following the parameters. And now what do you have? You have two documents. You've got a document that's a typical written document that you can store and then hand out to people, but you've also got a video or a visual document that people can watch on their smart device, watch it on whatever the central location may be. Now what do you have? You have two ways of learning, and if you have a millennial workforce who's very used to using YouTube as a particular way to gather information, you've got that covered. Second, you also have a document covered that doesn't require passing back and forth. It requires just a couple of touch points to get it ready to go and make sure that you have everything you need to be successful. If you don't know how to set those up, guess what? We at ICE do. So give us a call. Thanks. We'll look forward to the next installment of how to take business problems and do learning opportunities and reduce the challenge. Thanks.